Hi everyone, Greg Tingle from the Media Man Group, reporting from the Secret Beach, eastern suburb of Sydney, Australia. Hope you're all well. As you can see, we've got the beautiful ocean, east coast of Sydney, Australia in the background here. My silhouette, it's a bit like what they used to call the Daily Bailey. Anyone remember about 10 or 15 years ago? And Brian Brewery and a few others, Bailey, all those guys, and they'd go out in the field and do the update. Well, you know, we're doing an update here, but ours is a bit of a different style, maybe with more of a rough edge, less corporate, more into nature, no real full-on corporate messages, just speaking as we will, not so much on message. So, yes, interesting times in the world. Very interesting times, isn't it? In many ways that you may think about. So for me, as is the case for basically my whole life, we find solitude and a happy place and all that around the ocean. So we're somewhere between Lurline Bay and Coogee. For those wondering, some of you have sort of figured it out, but we never give the exact coordinates. But yeah, between Lurline Bay and Coogee, or Coogee Beach, somewhere off there. We've got a few ways to get down to the ocean. I'll share that with you as well. But quite ambitious as far as getting to the water if we want to or need to. So yes, where do we start? Australia and the world, what's going on? Wouldn't we all like to know, or maybe we think we do know in our own way. But also, as some of the great philosophers said, I know enough to know that I don't know much, but also at the same time I do know a bit. So yes, for some who don't know, my background includes roughly 10 years journalism, another 10 years on top as a media and sports agent and online publisher. Prior to that, around 6 years in the Australian pay TV industry, otherwise known as subscription television, which was a precursor to what we know as streaming services, the likes of Netflix and Stan and KO Sports and all that. So we were doing that. Also did some military and also did some blue collar work. 5 years Sydney Waterboard, truck driving and construction work, amongst other things, and also property maintenance and property management with my late father, Rick Tingle. So that's some of my background. I've worked independently. I've also worked for the corporate sector. I call it also Aussie Big Tech. Also been doing my own independent media for 20 years. So yeah, also worked for the Australian shipping line, A&L, for about a year and a half. So yeah, had quite a wide range of experience. I like an Italian expression which I think is quite relevant for the world now. Question everything. There's actually a range of documentaries that are actually doing that. One of my friends just recently, Father Dave Smith from Dulwich Hill Old School Boxing Gym and Fighting Fathers, amongst others, I found myself with some information, and there's some documentaries questioning everything and the relationship between what's happening in the world now and big tech, as in big technology. Also, using your research, you can look at things like big pharma, which is the pharmaceutical industry, one of the biggest industries in the world, with massive markups on their drugs, products and services. You know, in like very big business, like, you know, like mining, military, that sort of thing, like huge money involved. Here's something quite interesting. In America, did you know that just about all of the media information that is broadcast and published, distributed in America, goes back to only 6 companies. So 6 companies, technology media giants, control that information. 5 6. So in the world, you've got, well, you know, let's say you've got about 50 or 100 like biggish media companies. You've got thousands of independent media companies in the world, but there's about 6 really big ones in America. So isn't that interesting? So, you know, you can look at the relationships between politics and corporate and big media, and like staying on message to repeat the same message again and again and again, as opposed to this company or this media organisation in questioning this politician, and this media company questioning this pharmaceutical industry, and this media company questioning another media company, and this media company questioning a politician, and this media company questioning a director of a pharmaceutical company. So do you get me? Okay. So the opposite of a monopoly or a double monopoly or a duopoly, the opposite of that is like independent. So if you had millions of independent media companies, everything could be questioned more. Now, what's actually happening as a trend now, millions of people around Australia and the world are starting to question everything. I like this expression, we the people. Or how about this? We are the media. I got this something, by the way, by a unmet friend associate in America, Rob Van Dam. Yes, that's the entertainment show business connection, wrestling, bodybuilding, da-da-da connection. So I thought I'd do a shout out to Rob Van Dam. Oh God. It's all very big, isn't it? The rabbit hole. Did you hear about the rabbit hole? If you look at things like the movie, some said documentary movie, Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. No, not that one. Quentin Tarantino's we're getting our movies mixed up here. The Matrix. That's by the Wachowskis. Can't even say it. You know, the brothers, who sometimes, I think they put it in the public domain, they became sisters. The Wachowskis. So The Matrix, starring Keanu Reeves as the one. Are you the one? Who is the one? The Matrix. Plug in, plug out. Okay, so movie or documentary. There's been a few movies that sort of have a little bit similar themes in some ways with hidden messages. Got ones like John Carpenter's They Live. You've got V for Vendetta. You've got Logan's Run. Interesting, the end of The Planet of the Apes from, was that 1968? A long time ago. Charlton Heston, and he goes, you maniacs, look at what you've done. Like, right, you know that one. It's an iconic scene. So you just got to check it out. I can't do it properly. Then you got 2001, A Space Odyssey, by Stanley Kubrick, and HAL 9000 goes, I am incapable of making a mistake, or the HAL 9000 is incapable of making an error, or whatever it is, right? So as you can see, we haven't fully rehearsed this, but I've got these images and sound bites. Data has infiltrated my mind. This is what happens, right? Show business. Art reflecting life, life reflecting art, information in, information out. So it's all connected, right? So there's a lot floating around here. Got a beautiful movie for you. It's not a documentary, but it's a nice one on the space theme. Barbarella, starring Jane Fonda. Connection with Ted Turner, as in Turner Inc., Turner Broadcasting. So Jane was, or maybe still is, married to Ted Turner. They've been together a long time, Ted Turner and Jane Fonda. So it's a beautiful, beautiful movie. She goes throughout the galaxy trying to stop war. Great movie. You can look all these up on places like Internet Movie Database, Wikipedia, Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, the power of film is a very big thing. Film, art, poetry. So you can do messages, also gonzo journalism style. So you can get messages out in the name of art and poetry and music, song lyrics. Think like the late John Lennon, all this stuff, right? So it's all quite deep. So yes, look, lots to think about. I know we've been all over the place with our broadcast this morning, but that's just the way it worked out. Sort of an arty, gonzo journalism style report. So everybody, just look after yourself and your loved ones. Eat well, be well, think well. We are what we eat. That includes information coming in. Hopefully a few of you have enjoyed what I've been discussing. I know it's a different sort of wavelength. Some of you will get it more than others. Now have a look at some of our writings and other updates. MediaManInt.com, MediaMan.com.au, EasternSuburbsMedia.com, MediaManGroup.org. I'm Greg Tingle, GregTingle.com. So have a look at all the websites, the network of the websites, also the social media channels. There's a lot there, enough to keep you busy for days, weeks, months, even years if you start going through everything. But we've got journalism, gonzo journalism, pop culture, entertainment, news, politics, sports, you name it. There's a lot there. More than 20 years of my life when I first created the Media Man Group, way back when, 2001 officially, but goes back further. I was doing other media activities as well and learning the ropes, as they say. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'm Greg Tingle. I'll be seeing you next time. Take care.